So yeah, you can see the eagle is gone. It's funny how like perfect this is lined up because as you can see over here, we're painting my room. We're dissing the freaking color scheme. And it's perfect timing. The eagle that used to be back there is gone, and for good reason. Because wow, I'm late for this whole thing. I don't really give a shit who shows up. I just need to just let this out. I was at a family's birthday because my cousin's turning 22. I spent a couple hours with her. I had dinner and a cake. Watched the game with my family. Laughed about it being a tie, and now it's just like, dude, what the fuck? Just straight up, like, between Carson Wentz being a complete idiot and Doug Peterson's predictable play calling that doesn't nothing makes sense anymore. Nothing, zero, nada, nothing makes sense. The defense could not stop Joe Burrow to save his life in the second and third quarter. Bad all around, just so unbelievably bad. The only bright spot of this game, 8 sacks by the defensive line. Great job. Good job. A lot of pressure was applied. Got to Joe Burrow a bunch. And Miles Sanders ran for nearly 100 yards. Great. Fantastic. But the biggest parts that needed to work in order to win this game did not work whatsoever. Carson Wentz on the third pass of the game for him offensively. Tip drill. Interception. Are you joking me? And then the people, like, I think it was Elliott Short-Parks or Brandon Lee Godden posted a tweet about it, about how it was, that was an interception that shouldn't have happened. The luckiest quarterback just got hit with one of those. And then people were like, it was a tip ball. It was a tip ball. You watch the replay. There's a linebacker he didn't account for, a safety, and the corner that was covering the wide receiver. It was going to be intercepted. Triple coverage. It was going to be intercepted. That was a bad decision. It was a mesh formation. You had Ertz and Goddard going this way. You had Ertz over here, Goddard over here, and it would have been a 100% first down, or at least a 4th and 1 that they could have easily converted had he thrown it into the tight ends. One of the two. And then the second interception, holy Jesus. It's an out route, or at least not an out route, but you should have treated it like an out route where he should be throwing it towards the sidelines, because the defender's on the inside, Ertz is on the outside towards the sideline, and he throws it inside. He throws it right at the corner who ran Ertz's route with him, and they're battling. Ertz is jumping up for the ball thinking it's going to be behind him, but no, it's in front of him, and he can't do shit, and it was intercepted. And again, every single week, missing plays, missing throws. Running the football is the best thing you could have done against this team. Against this team who just came off a game where they allowed 200 and something against the Browns. You have Miles Sanders, who has ran for 90 yards in the past 2 games, and you only ran the ball to him 18 times. You only ran the ball in total like 20, 25 times to near 60 pass plays, because Wentz threw 47 times, not counting the sacks and the times where he ran for it, which were like 5 to 6 to 7, because he scored a touchdown too on his feet. Bro, this guy can't play. Carson Wentz does not know how to play football anymore, or at least he doesn't know how to operate the football in a smart manner. He doesn't know how to game manage. He doesn't know when to take what's given, and that's that. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and Doug Peterson doesn't help at all. 2 tight end sets. Always. 2 tight end sets. Nothing different. Bunch formations. Wide receiver screens. Tight end screens. It's the same shit every week. It's so unbelievably bad. Like, I can't believe how shitty it was. And today was just, it was the worst of it. I can't believe it. Defense played well, but the offense was so inconsistent. Sometimes the offense were doing well, then other times they go cold. Hey there, Sacred Eagle. Philly Eagles were close to winning the game in overtime, but how come they had all those penalties at the worst times? Yes. Okay, then actually let's talk about this, because I saw penalties, and the penalties were all over the place. Okay. It's what, like 4th and something, and they're gonna go for the field goal, or not 4th down, but they're gonna go for the field goal, right, to win the game, and the false start happens. So, what's your play on a situation where you have like 19, 20 seconds? It's 4th and 12, I believe, and No timeouts on either team. None of that. It's either you go for the kick, like a 60-something yarder, and make it or not. Either way, the game is over at that point because there's no way the Bengals are going to make like a 15 to 20-yard reception, have enough time to make that play, spike it, and then kick a field goal that's going to make it. Like, there's no chance. It was either the Eagles kick it or they don't, or they go for it and they try to make it and try to get out of bounds, make it easier for Elliott, and they go for it. What do? They punt. After the false start, yes, it was Matt Pryor, somebody who was coming in because Jason Peters got hurt. What a shocker. He got hurt. You signed a 38-year-old again because you had no other backup plan for Dillard or anybody going down. So you had to sign motherfucking Jason Peters again. Like, this is the issue as well. There's issues all over the place, from the quarterback play, from the head coach, from the front office with Howie Roseman. They don't know what the hell they're doing, and it's not helping. This team has been regressing ever since the 2017 season because they let coaches go. They got too complacent, and they haven't done anything to recapture what worked in 2017, what worked in the playoff run in 2018. And here we are now. And you punt the football on 4th and 12 rather than at least try a field goal kick or try to go for it. And you just basically accept defeat, like, I don't trust my defense, and we only have 15, 19 seconds left. Yeah, we're done. Yeah, that is what I was thinking. Why not try to kick a 64? There's no harm in trying it. And Jake Elliott's hit a 61-yarder before. Who's to say he can't hit a 64? That's number one. And number two, it's like, why give up hope that your team can't make it? Why blatantly say, oh, I don't trust the defense if we don't make it, and I don't trust my kicker to make it, even though my kicker is 3 for 3. Like, are you joking me? You're not going to give him a chance. And you're basically going to say to your coaches, to your fellow staff, and your defense, yeah, we can't do this. We're going to tie. We'll come back to work on Tuesday and get ready for San Francisco. Like, are you joking? Like, seriously. That you're kidding me, right? You're joking. You guys need Godwin next year. Godwin's not going to help do shit. He's not going to help with the way this team is. It doesn't matter. It's more than just one wide receiver. Oh, you can say the same thing about Alshon Jeffrey. Oh, that we need Alshon Jeffrey back. No, we don't. It's not going to help when your quarterback is inaccurate as all hell, doesn't know how to play. Your coach is predictable as all hell. He doesn't know how to be creative. This is the same guy who on 4th and 14 punts the football away instead of trying to go for it or trying a field goal attempt. Instead of doing that, he punts it away, gives up the tie, says that, screw it, we're not going to win, we're not going to lose. Let's just accept that we're going to tie. And this is the guy that called the Philly special in Super Bowl 52. This is the guy that managed to bring this team to a Super Bowl and make gutsy plays on 4th down and goal, 4th down and 2s, 4th downs and 15s like that. Are you kidding? You're bullshitting me. At least until the bye. If we go to tank, then we can get Trevor Lawrence. Why would we get Trevor Lawrence? I would honestly just give what's his name, Jalen Hurts, an attempt. In my honest opinion, I would give him an attempt at being the quarterback, because let's be real here. Why else would you draft him in the 2nd round? He's got potential. His accuracy is a little meh, but he can do things that Carson can't with his legs. He can be more creative, improvise better. I would give him at least a chance. If we're going to go out and get another quarterback like Trevor Lawrence or something, why not at least give this kid a chance? Because Carson Wentz right now, is not the player that he was in 2017. He hasn't been the player that he was in 2017, and I don't see him ever coming back. I really don't. It's 3 games in and into a season where you were expected to be on top of this division, battling it with the Cowboys, or if not battling with them, taking charge. If Carson plays better in these first 3 games, we're at least 2-1, not having this discussion, only discussing a couple of things here and there where, Doug might have made a bad call or Wentz made a bad throw. Instead, we're talking about the consistent inconsistency in Carson Wentz, in Carson's play, and in Doug Peterson's play calling and his coaching. I'm watching the press conference and I'm looking at them talk, and they look like they are spitting things out of their ass, that they don't know how to reply, that they know that they're in it deep, because they do not It's clear to me that they know as much as we know, and whether you want to admit it or not, that their time in Philadelphia is slowly coming to an end, that they are slowly losing their chances to redeem themselves. Because let's face it, 13-3, you drop down to 9-7 as a wild card team. You go from the number 1 seed to the 6th seed, and then you win the division the next year, but you still have the same 9-7 crappy ass record, and you can't even fight against the other team in the playoffs. It's like, what was the point in even winning the division? And now you're here with all this expectation. You made so many moves. Oh, Darius Slay, Marquise Goodwin. Oh, he opts out because of COVID. Okay, that makes sense. You draft all these wide receivers, but you don't get the wide receiver. Instead, you got Jalen Hurts, but now it's actually being understood to me personally why we got Jalen Hurts. Because it's clear to me that either Howie, somebody in the front office, or anybody had that suspicion that Wentz was not going to be able to perform at the way that he used to be able to perform. And it's showing now. And Jalen Hurts might not be the guy, but he's at least somebody who you can throw in there and say, let's see what you got. Because it can't be any worse than what this guy's putting out. And I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care. I haven't been able to watch anybody's reaction from Desert Eagle to Joey. I saw EDP throw a picture of Carson Wentz in the garbage. That just shows you how much we're starting to hate Carson Wentz. I haven't seen Desert Eagle. I saw a little bit of Joey Shakes freaking out in this car. I mean, it's – yeah, what's going on? I just mentioned you, Joey, because you're the only person that I saw. I saw a glimpse of your video because I've been busy today. I saw a glimpse of your video, and I was already feeling the exact same way because holy shit, bro. And I had some people during my preview telling me that this was going to be a gimme, that this was the easiest of all games that we could win. We couldn't even lose it. We couldn't even lose. I don't know what's worse, losing it or tying. Like, Jesus Christ. We haven't tied since 2008 against the Bengals, Carson Palmer's Bengals, and Donovan McNabb, where he didn't even know that overtime was 1 period and 1 period only. Like, and we're going to tie against them, and we still haven't even beaten this team since 2000. You know what that means? Ever since I was born, we have not beaten the Cincinnati Bengals in an NFL game. It's definitely over. It's 100% over. Looking at the schedule, there's a good chance that the Eagles aren't going to win a game. Exactly the point. If you couldn't beat Washington, you couldn't even put up a fight against the Rams, and then you couldn't even beat, or you couldn't even lose to the Bengals. How on earth are we going to beat the 49ers? Because guess what? They most likely will get Jimmy Garoppolo back. How are we going to beat the Steelers? Ben Roethlisberger, Juju Smith-Schuster. I mean, that defense, Mike Tomlin's defense they're looking good again. And then the Ravens come into town in Philly. Oh, yeah, you're gonna do good against Lamar, right? You sure, bud? Yeah. Yeah, okay. I have so much faith in the world that we're going to be able to knock off the Baltimore Ravens. And then after that, we play the Giants, which I don't even know if we can beat the Giants. And they're struggling just as much. They got blown out by the crappy, or not crappy, but the depleted 49ers team today. They got blown out of the water at home. And we got to go to San Francisco next week. Are you joking me? For Sunday Night Football. Are you joking me? There's no way. There's no chance. And then we have Sunday night at Philly against Dallas right before our bye week. Week 8 against Dallas in Philly. They're going to come here. And, I mean, I know what, they're losing like 30-15 right now against the Seahawks, but that's the Seahawks, you know? Them against us coming here, yeah, sure, bud. 30-22. Oh, that's their score. But, yeah, there's no chance. There's no chance. There's no chance. There's no chance. We suck so bad that I want to die. Yes, Philly Joel. I am right there with you. Today was a good day for me. I saw some family again. I had some pizza, cheesesteak, had some really good cake. But at the end of the day, once I drove back home with my family, and it's just we pulled up in the driveway, and I asked my parents, I'm like, hey guys, what would you rather have? A game where you were winning against Washington and then just gave them the win because we didn't want to win, or a Rams game where if we score one touchdown, we might win it or have a chance to win it, but we kind of soiled that because our quarterback gave the Rams the win in the third quarter? Or would you rather have a shit-fest struggle against the Cincinnati Bengals and not win, not lose, but tie. What would you rather have to start off your season? That you had all 3 of those games in a row. Yeah, we're processing. Yeah, sure. Jesus Christ, man. I watched a little bit of the post game the press conferences, and Jesus Christ, my gosh, dude, Doug is being asked questions, and he's over there just like, oh, just not even wanting to answer the questions. He's looking he looks so pissed off. His face is red. He doesn't even know what he's saying. And then Carson Wentz is over here like, oh, well, I just gotta get better. I just gotta, I gotta turn up, fix those turnovers and just play better. I need better. I gotta get better. You say that, but you don't do shit because you don't want to. Like that's the issue. Hurts' fumble, that is such a small issue. At least he managed to get on top of it. You look at that play, it looked like he tried to pull it out of Sanders' grasp a little too late. I'll cut him some slack on that. That was like his second snap of the day. That's whatever. It wasn't a game changer by any stretch. The game changers were what Carson did. That fumble didn't change that drive at all. That drive was going nowhere. But Jesus Christ, man. And yeah, Hurts barely. Yeah, he had exactly. Thank you, Joey. I can't look at that and say, oh yeah, that's a pivotal part or a very important part of the game. Even if you're just saying that because it happened, which it did, no disrespect. It's like that didn't matter because Carson had a fumble too that he almost lost. He almost lost it, but he didn't. But he had 2 interceptions that were on him. Both on him. You can say what you want about the tipped pass. He was throwing it into triple coverage. He didn't even see that linebacker. Even if the ball wasn't tipped, it was gonna get tipped by the linebacker and then intercepted or thrown right into the hands of the corner. It was gonna get picked. And then that Ertz interception was one of the worst placed footballs I've ever seen. You throw that to the sideline, and Ertz can maybe make a play on it. At worst, it'll be incomplete. But he threw it inside, right at the corner. And just missed Ertz completely. Ertz couldn't even fight for it. He was already jumping, thinking he's going to get a play on it, and he couldn't even get to it. I can't even fault the defense for how poorly they played against T. Higgins and was it Tyler Boyd? They both had crazy good games. But it's like, dude, holy shit, man. I'm going to look at these stats real quick. And I agree with you right there, Joey. Carson Wentz sucks. Completed 59.8% of his passes, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Carson has grown a league-high 20 completions of 50-plus air yards this season, completing only 26% of those and 12% of these throws. All about the tight ends. Yes, we need an offensive coordinator. We need Doug to stop calling plays. He is not good at calling plays. He is the most predictable part of this team. I can't even fault Jim Schwartz for not even getting a turnover because at the end of the day, this game was winnable without turnovers. This is the Bengals we're talking about. Doug works well with an offensive coordinator. Yeah, look how great he worked with freaking Frank Reich. We won a Super Bowl with him in 2 seasons. And then Mike Groh. Why was Mike Groh an offensive coordinator? Makes no legitimate sense whatsoever. Doug needs to stop with the tight end use. Use your tight ends. I'm sick and tired of Doug using tight ends and not using any of the wide receivers. Now, okay. Well, I agree. The biggest thing with is 2 tight end sets, especially with losing Goddard in the first quarter. Why are we doing 2 tight end sets with Richard Rodgers? He is not going to be able to hold a block, and there are plays where him and Ertz are literally not blocking anybody. Nobody. They both let their defender go, and Wentz is getting sacked immediately. Between the play calling, Carson Wentz's play, I can't take this shit anymore. I'm already talking to my father, and me and him are agreeing on this thing. The way that Doug is coaching this whole thing, the way that he's play calling and everything, is looking like he is gonna get fired. That Howie Roseman might get fired because he hasn't done jack shit to help either, and that Carson is most likely going to get traded. And here's something great. I was listening to the radio. The Indianapolis Colts could trade for Carson Wentz because they have Phillip Rivers. They have nobody else at quarterback outside of Phillip Rivers, and he's getting old. He's getting way too old for them. You throw Carson Wentz with Frank Reich, I'll bet you my fucking bottom dollar that he will manage to make Carson Wentz do a little bit better, because Carson Wentz has had the most success as Frank Reich as at head coach, and of course John DeFilippo. I mean, it's like those two guys had more of an impact on Carson Wentz and Nick Foles than anybody else. And now Nick Foles is over here with Matt Nagy, somebody he's very familiar with, and in a quarter and a half leads the freaking Bears to a victory, a comeback victory over the Falcons, throws 3 touchdowns, nearly 200 yards, and wins the game. And here we are. We don't have Nick Foles. We have this guy, Carson Wentz, who can't go a single game without making some sort of turnover that just ruins the game. Ruins the game. We need a freaking tight offensive coordinator. I don't think Doug is a bad coach. It's really bad play calling. Yeah, 100%. That's what I'm saying. I think he'd be better as an offensive coordinator, but he doesn't call the plays. Or better yet, as just a coach. Give the play calling to somebody else and let it be like that. If Wentz goes to the Colts, they're winning Super. That's what I'm saying. He will have better success with Frank Reich than he will here with Doug and everybody on the offensive staff who is like, there's like 26 assistants. Okay? No offensive coordinator, but like 26 assistants. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Why can't we? What's so tough with having an offensive coordinator? Oh, because they might want to call plays. You're bullshitting me. Why wouldn't they want? You don't see the coach calling the defensive plays. No. Why would you call the defensive plays? That's what the defensive coordinator is here for. That's what Jim Schwartz is here for, and he's working with what Howie's giving him, and Howie is giving him no linebackers, one good corner, another corner that's okay when he's healthy, and if not, he's bad. And then Jalen Mills as a safety. And I can't even, dude. I can't even. Make Deuce OC or something, please. Please. He deserves it more. No, Deuce deserves to be the head coach. He's been here long enough to grant himself that. Even Belichick, Belichick is more worried about his defense and how his players are performing than he is about the offense and the defensive coordinators and what they're calling. And if something's not working, he'll go to them to talk to them. That's what you do. That's what you do. And you look at Josh McDaniels and what he's able to do with with Brady and his hothead, and now Cam Newton, a completely different type of QB, and they're 2-1. And they had a very convincing win against the Raiders today. And the Raiders aren't that bad of a team. They're okay. They're pretty okay. And they had a convincing win against them. Whatever, dude. Whatever. I can't take just how terrible this whole team is. And while it starts at the head coach, I cannot believe how bad Carson Wentz is being. I made that 30-minute rant podcast about the Carson Wentz situation. I'm telling you guys, like I'm losing more and more of my trust in him. I don't have any trust in him. I really don't. I'm tired of it. I have a poster. Actually, it's right here. Since we're painting my room, this is a Carson Wentz poster that I got in 2018. That's been sitting here because we've been planning to paint my room for a while. We haven't gotten around to it, and we want to frame this thing. Yeah, fuck that. I'm not doing shit with that. I'm gonna throw that into the garbage later today. The jersey that's in my closet, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with that. I don't even want to look at that right now. Belichick is more of a defensive guy than offense. Yeah, he is. He's always been like that, but he doesn't even. He's a better coach and he's a better manager when it comes to managing the offensive and defensive coordinator stuff. When something isn't working, he'll go to Josh McDaniels and talk to him. He'll go over to him and collaborate with him at halftime. That's what they do. Here in Philly, Doug Peterson has nobody to collaborate with him because there's nobody at the level of a head coach or an OC that can go up to him and say, hey, we got to make these changes. No, it's still Josh. It's still Josh McDaniels calling them. It's never been Bill Belichick. It's always him. I personally thought maybe it's his new baby, his newborn baby taking up all his rest and concentration, parent duties, LOL, but that's just me hoping he'll go back to normal. That's a good thing to hope for, but I don't think so. Here's an idea for the Eagles bench Wentz and the new Q and start the new QBs hurts. Yeah, I agree. I'm on that trend now. I really am. Like I can understand the people. Like I remember last week Nitro Freak was talking about it and Joey was talking about it too, about how he doesn't want to see Hurts just yet. But it comes to a point. How much more of this can you take? And for me, looking back at the film from 2018 and 2019, we've been seeing the inaccuracy, dumb decisions, certain things like that, but they weren't as much of a focus up until this point where we're seeing it legitimately like take the game from like Washington winning 17-0 to we're losing 24-17. You know what I mean? Like it's that sort of thing where it has that big of an impact on the game that we're losing now, that we're losing games, and it's not that like it's fixable. He can fix it, but Carson doesn't want to do that. He wants to keep playing his game because he feels like he's in North Dakota State still. Ever since 2017, he has regressed. Exactly. Ever since the torn ACL, the very last time that we saw Carson Wentz being Carson Wentz, and when I say that, the 2017 Carson Wentz, the one that we all thought would be the quarterback of the future for the Eagles, was when he threw that interception on the torn ACL. When he like threads the needle and throws it right where Alshon can get it, and Alshon makes an unbelievable catch. That was the last time that we saw Carson Wentz being Carson Wentz, the Carson that we wanted him to be. Now we're seeing a shell of that, and as much as people want to throw all these excuses, and I was a part of it, I'll admit I was a part of those excuses in 2018 and 19. Now I'm not so much because I understand, but people want to do this. They want to throw out the excuses that, oh, he doesn't have any wide receivers or his offensive line has been hurt. The past 2 games, his offensive line has been the cleanest it's ever been. You still had 2 tight ends. Now you only have Ertz. But that should be something, right? Especially if your wide receivers aren't doing it. And not only that, but he was throwing to people. I saw Deontay Burnett catch a couple of balls. I saw freaking John Hightower catch a couple of balls. I saw everybody catching footballs today, except for Jackson, too, because he and Goddard both got hurt. I saw everybody except for J.J. Arcega-Whiteside catch a ball today, and we were moving the ball. But when it came down to that moment, interception was thrown. And, oh, yeah, we drove down the field and scored the game-tying touchdown, and then couldn't do jack shit ever again. Literally, that overtime period was probably some of the saddest. That overtime period was one of the most saddest displays of football that I've seen from both sides. Both teams could not move the ball to save their lives. They really couldn't. If Wentz keeps going like this, the Eagles may not win any games at all. No, they're not gonna win if he keeps playing at quarterback. He's not gonna play. We're not gonna win anything. I really don't see us winning against anybody, maybe except for the Giants. Because without Saquon now, they're just as bad as we are at the moment. Daniel Jones has always been struggling, even with Saquon. But goddamn, dude, they're struggling just as bad as we are. That's the last time that I saw Carson Wentz. I agree. Not sure if Jalen Hurts is ready to take the mantle. Listen, nobody is truly ready to take the mantle, okay? Did you think that Carson Wentz was ready to take the mantle in 2016, coming off of a broken rib injury in the preseason, and we just traded Sam Bradford out of the blue? No. I remember when that happened, I was against it because I didn't want to put Carson out there already. I didn't want to do that because he only played in 1 preseason game, broke a rib, and he hasn't played since. I did not want to see. He hadn't played or practiced since. I didn't want to see him out there, but we threw him out there. They started out 3-0, and we felt, okay, this could be the guy. No matter what happens with this season, he's going to struggle. It's okay. That's the point of a rookie season, especially at the quarterback position. Not everybody's going to beat Dak Prescott in their rookie season, where they had such a great team around him that they managed to go 13-3 and win. Not everyone's going to be Russell Wilson. Not everyone's going to be Patrick Mahomes. That doesn't matter, though. Aaron Rodgers didn't have the greatest first season. Peyton Manning didn't have the best first season. Peyton Manning had like 30 interceptions his first season. Like, at the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with throwing a rookie out there, which you can do more with, and you can help coach them to be better, especially if there are issues to work with. With him, it's similar to Wentz. It's accuracy, but he's actually willing to learn and change his game for the better. Carson is not. And that's the issue that we faced in 2018 when it came to, do we want Foles? Do we want Wentz? Let's go with Wentz. And we kept Wentz, which was not the smartest decision to make. Hurts won't change anything. The whole team is bad right now. Well, let me just say this. I still, at the end of the day, I wouldn't mind seeing Hurts play and do what he can do. If it's not going to change anything, then what's the point at this point? Because no matter what, we're going to lose. So what's the fucking point? If I don't want to see Carson continue to stink up the bed, why don't I just see how a rookie, Jalen Hurts, can do what he can do? Like that's my point. It's like, what could it hurt to do it? What really could hurt? Because Carson Wentz, it's different because Carson Wentz is a fifth-year player. Jalen Hurts is a rookie. He's gonna learn and he's gonna get better. Carson has always been had this mentality where I can do whatever I want to do and it'll work. They're two completely different mindsets. Jalen Hurts is a smart player, a young player who can do more. Why not see what you can do with that? That's all I'm saying. Who was to blame in this game? Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson. You guys really need a new coach before you throw Jalen. And what's the point if he's going to learn from a bad coach? It's not the bad. Like, I don't think Peterson's a bad coach. I think that he's just a bad play caller. If we could get an offensive coordinator, then we could be a little bit better offensively. Yeah, throw Hurts out there and let him stink it up. And we have two quarterbacks with no trade value. But whatever, dude. And Wentz has no trade value because his hit to the cap would be so big, and he's been sticking it up for 3 straight seasons now. Jalen Hurts is a second-round pick. Wasn't supposed to be, yes. But, I mean, you never know until you fucking try it, okay? Like, did they really think that Dak Prescott was going to start in 2016? No, they had their eyes set on Romo. And then Dak Prescott came in, played pretty good, and that's it. And you can argue whatever you want. Oh, that was a better team, and it was. But still, you never know what they can do until they do it. If it doesn't work, then oh well. Look at Mitchell Trubisky. They traded up for the guy, and then they put in Nick Foles, and Nick Foles is winning shit. Who cares? Just do it. It doesn't matter at this point. I can't stand Peterson. He really needs to get better at play calling, or he's out getting OC. Yeah, I agree. Wait until next Sunday night at San Francisco in front of a national audience. Our last offensive hope is Miles this season, basically. But Miles can't do everything. Like, he can't. He can't win it. He can't throw the football. He can't catch the football. He can't block for his quarterback all the time. He can't do everything, man. Like, this is a lost season, and that's that. The coaching and strategy plus our injuries are the reason for these losses. No, they're not. They're not the reason for these losses. They are not. You cannot say that the injuries are the reason. They are not the reason for these losses. They are not. They are not the injuries. Look how the Bears won versus the Falcons. They benched Trubisky, and the quarterback you Eagles had to win. Yeah. How bad is Jackson and Dallas? What? How bad is Jackson and Dallas? I don't know what that means, but whatever. Speaking of which, I do want to check the Cowboys. I want to check how they're doing. Oh. Ooh, 30-28. We have no wide receivers, and Doug doesn't run the ball. Yeah, that's on coaching. And the wide receivers that we have, that's on the management. But the plays that can be made to continue drives, to score touchdowns, Carson Wentz is missing them. Like, I can't gloss over the Washington game. 2 interceptions on back-to-back drives that forced a 17-14 game instead of it being 17-0 at the bare minimum. And then the Rams game. We fought our way back, 21-16. And look at what happens. Carson throws into double coverage, trying to thread the needle, forcing it in there. And after that, they score 3 points. We score 3 points. And that's that. It's not on the injuries. It's definitely on coaching. But you cannot just put Carson Wentz out of the blame because of injuries. You can't do that. Not anymore. Like, you cannot do that. As a diehard Giants fan, I feel for you. Hey, respect Titanium Strong. It's respect, all right? We're both suffering. Yeah. Carson Wentz cannot read coverages. He is forcing the issues. Thank you. It's not on injuries. It isn't injuries. Today, you can say that the injuries helped contribute to the issues because, yeah, Dallas Goedert went out early. Deshaun Jackson went out in the second quarter. You can say that. But we had Miles Sanders running for nearly 100 yards. You still had Zach Ertz. You still had Carson Wentz. And he shit the bed. So what do you want from us? It's not just the injuries. It's a team game. But when somebody makes a mistake, especially somebody at the quarterback position where he's a leader who's supposed to be the guy to bring you back in those situations, he hasn't been able to do it. So just let that sink in. Don't try and give excuses because you love Carson Wentz so much. Hopefully by the end of the season, the NFC becomes competitive. Let's hope, bro. I was hoping it'd be more competitive this year, but yeah, Dwayne Haskins at 1-2, and the Cowboys right now, Ertz getting doubled and every other receiver is trash. Okay, so what? You're playing a trash team in the Cincinnati Bengals. We're talking about right here, right now. There are plays that can be made by the quarterback where he throws interceptions and doesn't make the plays. It's not that difficult to say, yeah, that's on him. Because you could say what you want. Yeah, Doug and his play calling, predictable. Yeah, the players that we have, they're not that great. But the plays that are there that can be made aren't being made, and they are on the quarterback. I don't know why y'all are trying to defend him so much. Like, Jesus Christ. How bad is Jackson? Blah, blah, blah. How bad is Dallas tight end and Jackson? Jackson has a hamstring, and the Dallas tight end, I mean, I don't friggin' know. I'm not even watching that game. I'm just too pissed off to really care about it. Do less long passes and more short passes. Yes. The whole reason we won the Super Bowl, the whole reason we had success was because we did RPOs, we did play actions, we ran the football. Those opened up deep plays. It didn't matter who the wide receivers were. Like, let's be fucking real. That's how it was. You had Alshon Jeffrey. He was never a number one wide receiver. Torrey Smith, he's a speedy guy. Nelson Aguilar, he was never the greatest. He was a slot wide receiver who made one catch in a million and kept his job somehow, stole $90 million from us last year. Yeah, that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. They always say, always take what the defense gives you. Exactly. Carson Wentz doesn't do that. It doesn't matter who your wide receivers are. If your quarterback is making bad decisions and bad reads, that's on the quarterback. Simple football knowledge. And who gives a shit about what we said 3 years ago? Not saying Wentz isn't playing well, but the coaching is the problem right now. They literally run play action every time. Miles should have had more carries. Why abandon the run when it's working? I agree with that. Coaching is definitely a part of the issue, but let's be real here. The quarterback is still making mistakes, and yeah, the coach isn't helping though. He isn't. Miles ran for like 18 carries for like 95 yards. He could have ran so much more, but they decided not to. And in overtime, the one run that he does do when we're trying to get in a field goal range, it's a play action play or whatever, a quarterback draw, and he runs for and Carson Wentz for 2 yards instead of just giving it to Sanders so he can run up the middle himself. It's so stupid. I saw in the replay, and Carson Wentz can't throw a ball when people can't get open. So he took a sack. They don't get open that often, and when they do, he overthrows them. Yeah. And again, that's definitely exactly like that's a really good way to just sum it up. Like Carson, he holds onto the ball when no one's open, trying to look for a play, gets sacked, and then when they are open, he misses them. Whether it's an interception, incomplete, doesn't matter. He's missing them, and those are plays that have to be made. Like there's blame to throw around everywhere, but Carson Wentz is at the center of it with his play. Like I can't gloss over the fact that his stats right now: 3 touchdowns, six interceptions, and a fumble. And all those touchdowns have scored points for the other team and put our team in the hole. So fuck off with everyone who can't understand that and want to focus blame on everywhere else when, yeah, there are problems everywhere else. But the biggest problem has been Carson Wentz and his lack of smart decision-making, of proper reading of the defense, of game management. He hasn't been able to do what's necessary to win. He's been doing the polar opposite. Like, whatever, man. It's all there on the film. Y'all can say what you want, but that's the truth. That's the fact of the matter. Oh, look at this. My best friend Fred just said, I always knew he drafted Jalen Hurts for a reason. At Eagles, let my man ball out. Thank you, Fred, for being a smart person. Oh, I'm just gonna give him amen, brother. Please let him play. I'm not even joking anymore. Cowboys gonna win. Can we please? Whatever, dude. Hurts seems just as bad as once he fumbled the first play. Yeah, that was an ugly play, but that was also it was just scuffed. And just because of one fumble, I can't really say that he's just as bad. I'd rather see what he can do before I make my full disclosure on him, that's just me. All right, Antonio Cruz, you can just go fuck off, all right? See you later, buddy. I get it. My team sucks. You don't have to spam in the chat because guess what? Me and other people are actually trying to talk about it. We get that we suck, but we want to talk about what's going on. Wentz is always looking for the big plays, and it hurts the offense. You could tell. Exactly. I watch Russell Wilson, and I see I could see Jalen Hurts after a year or two of being developed doing those. I look at Jalen Hurts, and I see Kyler Murray in just the way that they play. And I need to look at Jalen Hurts' footage a little bit more because a lot of the plays that he does are out of the shotgun, read options, RPOs, stuff like that. But that's the stuff that managed to work. Not read options because, of course, when Foles was here, he didn't do that. He wasn't able to do read options. But RPOs, the quick passes, slant passes, and running up the middle. That's what the Eagles did in 2017 to win, and that's what the Eagles need to do now, which means they also need a big running back to help complement Miles Sanders. Like that's the biggest thing. And where the fuck are the tight ends? I know Goddard got hurt and Ertz was getting double covered, but it's like, can we do other things that'll work instead of trying to rely on wide receivers that 50-50 don't get open? Like half the time they do, half the time they don't. And when they do get open, Wentz misses them almost every single play. Like it's getting so repetitive and so predictable that it's just ridiculous. If they put Hurts in, I hope that they will use him against a good team. That way we can see if it wasn't a fluke or a failure. Yeah. If they put Hurts in, I mean, our schedule is filled with a lot of good teams. And I think that I think we'll really see what he's made of if that's the case. And if we get Alshon back, that may or may not help. I don't know. It's just more depth at wide receiver. I don't know what's happening with Quez Watkins. He has an undisclosed injury on the IR. Jalen Reagor is going to be gone for a couple of weeks because of that thumb. So, I mean, just give Hurts like a couple of games to really show and define who he is. We all need to chill out. We literally made the playoffs 3 years in a row. One bad season so far shouldn't mean get. You were just talking about how Wentz is doing that. Okay. For the Eagles, suffer with Wentz or try to get another QB in the draft. Go with Hurts. Something has to give for the Eagles. Listen. This team has not okay. Let me just back up real quick, all right? Because I got one person telling me that we've made the playoffs 3 years in a row, which yes, we have, and then I got another person saying that something's got to give. Listen, don't expect anything out of this year. With the way that this year is already gone, don't expect shit. Okay. And number two, we've made the playoffs the last 3 years. Yes, one of those years we were the number 1 seed, won a Super Bowl. The next year we were the 6th seed. We won a playoff game. Wasn't with Carson Wentz. It was with the guy, the Super Bowl MVP. That who knows, maybe we should have kept. And then this past year, right now, or last year, yeah, we won the division in the NFC least. The Cowboys played down to their competition, could barely handle any other competition that were better than them, and they couldn't beat us with third stringers, okay? And that was with a Jason Garrett taught team. Let's be real here, okay? We were a fluke last year. We didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. No NFC East team deserved to be in the playoffs, and honest to God, the Cowboys would have done better against the Seahawks than we would have because they were healthier. That's the fact of the matter. I'm not going to look back and say those 3 years are enough for me to tell me that this year we shouldn't be getting too mad about Wentz and about Doug. Nah, or give up on Wentz and the team. I'm ready to do it because we're losing against teams that we shouldn't be losing against. If you look at the way that we were supposed to go this season, we were supposed to win against teams like Washington, like the Bengals. We were supposed to be able to compete against teams like the Rams, like the upcoming 49ers and the Steelers. But the way that the past the weeks have gone, I don't see that happening. Not with the way the quarterback has played, not with the way that the head coach has called these games, not with the way anything has gone, because nothing has gone our way. So what on earth? I'm not going to look back at 2017 and 2018 and 2019. The only thing I look back on those is to compare stats at the end of the year, from year to year, from player to player, to see if they have gotten better or worse as an individual. Because the team, the record will stand for itself. The past 2 seasons, we've been a 9-7 team. The past season 3 years ago, we were 13-3. There's a big difference there, and that doesn't justify me to look at today 2-1 and say, yeah, I shouldn't be giving up on Carson, because it's not like he's thrown 6 interceptions in 3 games when he's averaged 7 interceptions per season in the last 3 seasons. Like, fuck that, dude. If I'm being realistic, this team is not going to make it past 5 wins with the way that they're playing. That's the bottom line. Okay, they'll be lucky going 5-10-1, because they're not going to. Like, I don't see them going to, unless if they prove me wrong. I'm not going to say that, yeah, I have hope. They're going to go to San Fran and they're going to beat them. Then they're going to go to Pittsburgh and they're going to beat them. And then we're going to come home to host the Ravens and we're going to beat them. No, we're not. I'm not going to sit here and lie to myself and say I'm not giving up on this team. 2 years ago, yeah, maybe I will, because that was a different time, different era, different place. This year, yeah, no, I'm not doing that, because the past 2 years have gotten worse and worse. And this year, here we are. What running backs are out there? I don't even know. That's a good question, actually. Wait, hold on. Free agent running backs. Let's see if I can find any, because we could use one. But, the latest one was Devontae Freeman, and he went to the Giants. So I don't expect there to be anything this year. So if we start Hurts, the team might have some life. Yeah, honest to God, I think that a new guy with a new mentality, new ways of playing the game can help bring this team up. Like, I don't see why. Why are people so against it? Like, I was against drafting him back 5 months ago when the Eagles drafted him. But we're here now, and I'm looking at my star quarterback, my starting franchise quarterback, playing like utter garbage. And we have a freshly drafted quarterback right behind him. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why not see what he can do? And if he does worse than Wentz, if he throws 4 picks and we lose like 35-3, then put Wentz back in. That's all I'm saying. I just want to see how somebody else can do. Because you saw how Foles did with this team. He won almost every single game he played with us in the 2 years that he came in as a backup for Wentz. So, I mean, that's all I got to say. My computer is working now. It's probably just as mad as I am. What do you think Wentz has to do to redeem himself? 4 touchdowns and a win? Not just 4 touchdowns and a win, but against a capable team. Like, the 49ers upcoming will not mean much to me because of how injured they are. I want a team at their best, which would mean Steelers and Ravens. I would want to see him perform up to par against them. I don't want to see him throw 4 interceptions or 3 interceptions and 1 touchdown. I want to see him actually make the plays necessary. But again, we saw him against the formidable foe against the Rams, and he did worse than how he did against Washington. So I don't know if he can be redeemed. And yeah, following up on that, I don't think a win can clean this up. I agree. That is exactly what I said. Yeah, Wentz is playing bad right now, but you have to realize what injuries matter. Our O-line is garbage. Our defense is always hurt. We can't stay healthy. This team is injury prone every year. And while you're correct about that, let's look at today. Let's just talk about today. We got to Joe Burrow 8 times. Sacked him 8 times. Nobody on defense got hurt except for Avonte Maddox, I think, because Darius Slay came back in. The D-line was perfectly fine. The offense, the only person that got hurt offensively was Jason Peters in overtime. Oh no. I swear to God, I don't care. Jason Peters allowed 3 sacks on Carson today, or 2 sacks, or at least 2 hits on him today. I watched it. I don't think that the injuries are contributing that much compared to last year. Last year was definitely a year where I say Carson, definitely, if the injuries hadn't happened, Carson would be doing better. I 100% will say that, but I'm not looking at last year. I'm looking at this year, and I disagree with what you're saying. While we are injury prone, the offensive line still has Jason Kelsey, Isaac Seumalo went out. last week. So we had Jason Kelce and Lane Johnson. But, I mean, the guy playing right guard was perfectly fine. Hasn't done anything bad. Jason Peters was pretty bad today until he got hurt. I mean, the offensive line to me today wasn't that bad, especially considering the fact that even with those injuries, Miles Sanders got 95 yards. I could have had more rushing if we gave him the ball more instead of passing so much. And it's mostly when we pass is where the offensive line looks worse because Carson Wentz holds onto the ball a lot and he doesn't want to throw it away. I'm just saying. I'm worried more about the quarterback position than I am about injuries. Until everybody goes down, then I'm really not going to say that the injuries are making that big of a difference because the defense is almost as healthy as it can be outside of Avonte Maddox getting hurt. Our linebackers are garbage, and that's a fact of the matter, and they're healthy as can be right now. So that's what I'm saying. They should look back in 2017 and see what worked and use it. I don't think it's that simple. I sometimes wonder if we won the Super Bowl too early. Maybe we did. Who knows? Maybe we really did. I don't know. The only thing I dislike about Wentz is his leadership skills and his way of hyping people up. It's kind of cringe. If you ever see him mic'd up talking to his teammates, it's just awkward. Yeah. I feel like with if we're comparing that, I mean Nick Foles is also a soft-spoken guy, But when you hear him talking, it's not cringy. It's more of just like friendly. It's more like, it's cool, whatever. And it feels more natural. Like him talking with Ertz and him talking with like Kelce and stuff, that shit feels so natural. Just them just joking around and stuff. Wentz, it's just like, I don't know, like he just runs over. Like if he scores a touchdown, he just runs over and is like, yeah, kid, yeah, smacked his helmet and then runs away. It's like, I really don't think that, like, I don't want to get back into the past because, again, I'm trying to focus more on the future. But if we're talking about his leadership and shit, remember when he had the drama about the locker room? Somebody, Anonymous Eagle, gave that ESPN analyst that leak about him not being that great of a leader and not being that great in the locker room, not being friendly and shit like that. I mean, yeah, exactly. Maybe that's why teams don't attract him. That's probably teammates don't. That's probably why. I think so. I like Nick's post game better. Yeah, Nick, like post game wise, like press conferences and stuff. He looks more. Nick Foles looks more friendly and not just friendly, but just more natural. And he doesn't stutter. He's just he's just like yeah, and then just talks and that's it. Yeah, and it doesn't feel like he's repeating himself. It doesn't feel like it's fake. It doesn't feel fake. Carson, every single time I listen to his press conference, it's the same old, I just got to get better, got to clean up turnovers, got to do this, that, and the other thing. Yeah, and the constant, just stuttering in between each thing. I don't see that with Foles. Foles is just, I don't know. Goddard and Deshaun got hurt. No Deshaun, Rager, Godwin, Quez. We literally have no weapons for Carson right now. Should have won today, but Doug and our coaching keep costing us games. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, injuries. What about the interceptions, but poor decisions that Carson has made? Not just today, but against the Rams and against the Washington football team when we were as healthy as can be, when we had Rager and Jackson and Goddard. And, I mean, dude, and you make it sound like Rager and Quez Watkins were actually making that big of an impact. Quez Watkins is a rookie who hasn't seen the field. Rager has had like 4, 5, 6 catches for like 60 yards in 2 games. Oh, he hasn't caught a touchdown. He only caught one good pass in my eyes, which was the 55-yard bomb. Goddard had one good game, which was against Washington. They shut him and Ertz out against the Rams. Rager got like 4 catches that game. Like I can't justify the injuries being a big reason why we're not winning. It's coaching and decision making by the QB. That's the fact of the matter. The injuries in my eyes are a secondary issue. And until I see literally wide receivers not being able to contest, not being able to get open, then I will agree that yes, the injuries are the issue. But right now, once there are moments where receivers are open, whether it's Deontay Burnett or Rager or anybody, whoever's on the field, that is the issue. Wentz not making proper game decisions not being smart with the football, taking unnecessary sacks, just oh my God. Like, I get the injuries are an issue, but they aren't game-changing enough against a crappy Cincinnati team, a crappy Washington team, and a so-so Rams team that had to come back only to lose to the Bills today. Like, that's not going to cut it for me. That's not going to be the ultimate reason why we lost. Nick will tell the truth. Don't complain about injuries. Look at the 49ers. Thank you. I'm just going through today because I haven't had the chance to. And after that, we'll be looking at the 49er game and how they're going to lose because of the way the quarterback is played, because of the coaching decisions, and yes, because of injuries. They're always going to be a reason why, but they are not the biggest reason why. I'm losing my voice, dude. Oh, I'm losing my voice. It's crazy that we thought back in 2016 that Wentz was going to be our guy. I know, right? It's crazy. And not even that, in 2017 as well, because of how great he played. And then because of how great he played in 2017, I was under that facade in 2018 and 19 where I was like, yeah, this guy, once he gets a full team, it'll be good. But it's not even that. Say what you want about the injuries, but Howie Roseman has not helped him out either. And that's why I said earlier that Howie Roseman, Doug Peterson, they can most likely see themselves being fired because of how little Howie has done and how poorly Doug Peterson has looked ever since 2017, ever since the Super Bowl year. That's just me being realistic. I can see them both being considered to being kicked out of Philly because of what's happened ever since the Super Bowl win. They have not looked good since. Without preseason, every team has a lot of injuries. NFL is bad this year. Thank you, Tyler. You're right about that. Look at the 49ers, and they're still winning games. It should not be a reason why we're losing. The 49ers lost Garoppolo, Tevin Coleman, Raheem Mostert, Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas, and they still won the last 2 games. It doesn't matter that much. You saw what we did in 2017 when we got hurt so much. We won a goddamn Super Bowl. I don't get why for Carson Wentz that it has to matter that much, but for Nick Foles, oh, it doesn't matter that much at all. He can carry this team to victory. There's clearly an issue with Carson Wentz. And stop trying to defend the guy. I'm done with defending him. It's enough. There's no reason to be saying that the injuries are costing us these games. It's coaching and it's decision-making by the QB. That's the fact of the matter. Fucking hell, dude. Remember when we could make it shocking trades? Yeah, right? Yeah. This is all I gotta say. I can't even speak anymore, bro. I'm dead. I'm gonna check the Cowboy game real quick. 31-30, 2-minute warning. The Seahawks have the ball at the 2-minute warning on Dallas. It's 30 on 2nd and 3. So it's gonna be 3rd and 3. Okay, that's cool. Chris Long has built a shrine for right. I remember hearing about it thinking that's so disrespectful to Wentz because the Wentz got him to the playoffs. And now I'm looking back at it, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm an idiot because it doesn't fucking matter. Foles won the goddamn Super Bowl. That does say something. That means more than just, oh, he got him to the playoffs. Because who knows? Maybe Carson wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. Like I'm TD Seahawks. Let's get it. Thank you for that update. I don't have it on because I don't really have a reason to have it on. I have to do schoolwork after this. So I'm not going to be watching until I'm done it. But, yeah, good job. Let's hope the Seahawks can stop the Cowboys. And the Cowboys can go to 1-2, which will mean that this division will be 1-2, 1-2, 0-2-1, 0-3. NFC least. NFC fucking least. That's where we're at right now. I'm done with excuses, man. I'm done with excuses. Doug Peterson is not a good play caller, and Carson Wentz is showing to me just how poorly of a quarterback he is. I'll still roll with my guy Wentz. It's tough, but I know Wentz before the Wentz before isn't the Wentz now. But oh well. Hope he gets traded so we can ball out for a team that wants him. Yeah. Now I think that year it didn't matter who we were gonna win. I hope you're right about it. I'd hope that you're right. Russell Wilson has 10 touchdowns in two games. Wow. All the NFC lose today. Did not see that. Yeah. I saw everybody. Actually, no, I did. I saw everybody losing. I mean, technically the Eagles didn't lose, but they did. They lost. The Eagles lost, but I didn't see them losing. I saw everybody losing today in the NFC. I said everybody would lose, and I'm gonna be 3 out of 4 right. The Eagles got me wrong, which I mean, you would think that that's a good thing, but it's not because it's a tie. And again, I'll say it again. I don't know what's better, tying with a team like the Bengals or losing to a team like the Bengals. I don't know. I really don't. All that I know is that looking ahead at week 4, we're not going to win. We're not beating the 49ers. Looking ahead at week 5, once we get there, we're not beating the Steelers. We're not beating the Steelers. And week 6, we're not beating the Ravens. Oh, no, we're not. You know what's funny? Before I had to go out for my cousin's birthday, I was going to wear this mask, this evil mask, when I started streaming. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. I know the Bengals are 0-2, but they're a better team than they were last year. I agree, but they're still a rebuilding team, and we were not. Or at least we were looked at to be a better team, and we clearly aren't. That was all smoke and mirrors, all lies, all false, fake news. I won't get into politics. I'm sorry. Peterson should have went for the 64-yard field goal. Elliott made a 63 before, plus the whole calls on offense when we were driving the OT. Yeah. I don't like that Doug did that because it showed that he didn't have any hope in the defense that allowed only 6 points ever since the third quarter ended. I didn't like that at all. And he didn't show any hope in Jake Elliott either for making it. So it's like, come on. 3 years ago, you gave him the okay to go for a 61-yarder. Back then, we thought a 61-yarder was just, like, insane. But, whatever. Seahawks, great. They got the 2-point. Nice. Hey, props to the Cowboys for showing up, though. I don't know if Cowboy X Factor or Vic is in here, but props to them for showing up against the Seahawks. I knew it was going to be a good game, but I also knew the Cowboys were going to lose, though there is only a minute. There is a minute 47 left, and they have all their timeouts, but still, you know what I'm getting at. Oh God, it's 7:40. It doesn't feel like 7:47. Today felt so long because of that game. I was out for a couple hours. I took a shot. I'm like, my head hurts. I've been talking for so long about this game. Thanks for all you tuning in, by the way. Appreciate it. Appreciate talking to all you, except for the spammers. There's the spammers and the people that are just trolling. And the people that are just bullshitting with their logic. Like, I no disrespect to your opinions, but, like, goddamn, man. Like, that's just true about the field goal, but I think if he missed, one good throw by the Bengals. But that's still saying a lot about your defense. Like, you have to trust your defense. And at that point, the defense had sharpened up. The whole overtime, the Bengals weren't able to do shit. That the whole fourth quarter – after the field goal to go up 26-20, or not 26-20, what am I saying? To go up 23-16. After that, the defense hunkered down. Right after field goal, the touchdown. All they allowed in the fourth quarter was that touchdown, and it was just like, whatever. Whatever. I don't even. Who did we get our first win against? I have no clue. You could tell right now my brain is all over the place. I would say the Giants. I think the Giants are the only team that I can see the Eagles saying, yeah, we'll beat you. But I don't know. I really don't. I don't think that going into week 8, going into our bye week, week 9, I should say, I don't see the Eagles winning any. No definitive win for the Eagles. No joke. Because we play the 49ers. They might be getting the Jimmy Garoppolo back, and even without him, they can still put up points. They're still a good team. And you got the Seahawks, the Steelers, one of the best defenses. You got the Ravens. Yeah, Ravens. The Ravens, and then the Giants, and then the Cowboys. Like that going down that schedule, which took me way too long to remember. Oh God. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. Is it just me, or does the whole Eagles team look like they haven't taken a deep breath in a long time? They look like they need yoga and a massage. Yeah, they look like they need rest, bro. They just look so out of it. Oh, just like me right now. I'm sorry. I'm dying right now, and I gotta do homework too. I don't think that's gonna happen. Just I don't know where my head's at now. I think I went too hard during the stream, and now I'm just loopy. Cowboys may win the division. No. Well, not surprising. I'm not surprised by that considering how the season has gone. I really don't. I'm not surprised at all. You know what? Fuck it. Where's my remote? Is this? There it is. I'm gonna put the game on. You guys want to react to the Cowboy game? I'll react to the Cowboy game and then I'll end the stream because I've said enough about the Eagles. I'll probably make a better video or two once my head is clear and once I feel a lot better. Let's listen to the Cowboy game. See how it ends. We got like a minute 14 left.
2-point conversion, which makes it a 7-point game. Big mistake by the second-year player,
Schultz. Eagles need someone to step in and pump them up. Hell yeah, they do. Hell yeah, they do. Let me fix this up a little bit. Boop. Boop and doop. 43 seconds. To score a touchdown, they got 2 timeouts.
The numbers piling up for both quarterbacks. Touchdowns for Wilson, yards for Dak.
Dak always does that, though. He always gets so many yards, man.
Well, Seattle's going to try to keep doing what they're doing. It just not give up the big play. Yeah, give the completions up underneath. Force Dallas to burn some timeouts. Not giving up much yards. Prescott, Elliott.
Get up. Get out of here.
Timeout taken by Dallas. Here's that penalty, which could loom large here down the stretch. Instead of it being a 5-point game, that helmet-to-helmet hit by Tristan Hill.
Oh, wow.
The Seahawks, another crack at the
face mask to face mask. Dang, that sucks. Today, Schwartz and Doug get fired. We'll be good again. I don't know about Schwartz. I'm saying Doug and Howie because Howie has not helped Schwartz or Doug at all. So, I don't know. I feel like Schwartz doesn't deserve to be a scapegoat. If anything, Doug and Howie deserve it more, but that's just my opinion. But I understand where you're coming from. I do. That's just me. In Solid Politics, you've got some really good takes that have gotten me heated. So I very much appreciate that, even though it might sound like I'm being mad at you or something. I just appreciate people talking about this stuff. It's fun. Good tackle. That's a good tackle. Holy crap.
Down in the secondary, however, is Shaquem Griffin just made a play, fresh up off the practice squad.
Oh, wow, they brought him back? Shaquem Griffin? Wow.
What the penalty would be for, based on where the flag was thrown. Here's a call. Ineligible player downfield, number 73, offense.
Nice.
5-yard penalty. Second down. So it's an ineligible man downfield. It's right there. That's Joe Looney again, who moved from center to right guard. That they got as the illegal man downfield. And it gives it back to second down. Yeah, you could have thought about declining the penalty. That's what I thought Pete Carroll was going to do.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
It's 2nd and 7 instead of 3rd and 2. Flag here, pass clock.
Ooh, that's fine. What we need is to figure out how to fix this whole team. I do agree Howie should be fired before anyone. He can't make great draft picks. No, he really can't. And he's very hesitant to go after guys that we need. Like, imagine if we got DeAndre Hopkins. Maybe we wouldn't be in this position because he's such a big help on an offense. You know what I mean? And linebackers. Linebackers are such a mess because he didn't draft any linebackers this year when all we needed were to fix up the linebackers, fix up the wide receivers by getting somebody like CeeDee Lamb, but no. 26 seconds left. Oh, well, there you go. We really don't. It makes no sense why we don't value linebackers at all. I mean, it makes no sense. They're so vital because they're the guys that can help decipher a defense, help call out plays, help call plays, and stuff like that among the defense. I don't get it. And you don't get a guy like CeeDee Lamb. You get Rager, who's a great talent, but it's like CeeDee Lamb is the all-purpose, the perfect wide receiver to get, and he doesn't get it. And Prescott got sacked, baby. Timeout taken. 16 seconds. Wow. A rookie getting to Dak Prescott like that? I wish. He didn't draft a linebacker. He's on the practice squad. Oh, on the practice squad, though. You know what I mean, though. There were other linebackers that he could have gotten, and he got that one probably in like the 7th or 5th round or something like that. I mean, like, 1st, 2nd, 3rd rounders. Like, you could have traded the 2nd round pick to get CeeDee Lamb or Judy or Ruggs or anybody, and then maybe trade for a 2nd round pick or trade up into the 3rd to pick up a linebacker or somebody that could be better of better use to fight for an actual active roster spot, but he didn't. That's what I'm saying. Oh, he didn't stay down. And he intercepted. Cowboys lose again. Oh, I dropped my remote. I can't speak. I'm fucking toasted. I'm out of it right now. But Dak Prescott threw another pick. The NFC East is a shit show. We only have 2 wins to our name as a division. We're going to be stuck with a broken team for about 2 years, TBH, yeah. That's another thing. I'm honestly tempted to just ask for, okay, since they lost, I can just turn this off now because Seahawks won. Woo! But winner of the division goes 7-9 most likely. But I wouldn't mind cleaning house, like from coaching staff to players. I would not mind cutting, firing, trading, you name it. I wouldn't mind it at all because the Super Bowl year feels like such an anomaly with the way that this team has been ever since. From the quarterback position to the defense and their issues to the coaching. It's not been good. It really hasn't. And then, of course, the drafting by the front office and stuff just hasn't been good. It hasn't been good at all. So now the Cowboys have lost officially. Seahawks are 3-0. Props to them. Gotta love the Seahawks. And then the Cowboys are tied with Washington still for first place at 1-1. We're in second place technically at 2-1, and the Giants are 0-3. So yeah, it's 8:00. I gotta shower and I gotta work on school. So thank you all for tuning in. I can't speak. Holy shit! I need to end this. Thank you all for tuning in. I'll come back tomorrow with some more videos, talking about things because there's a lot to talk about. And it's mostly going to revolve around Carson Wentz, Doug Peterson, those whole team being nothing but disappointing. So see you all then. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll say it. Go fly, Eagles fly. Let's see if we can turn this thing around, even though I don't really think we will and I don't really care. Peace out, you guys.